but the question we are asking is how the DIY aesthetics comes into play when dealing with reproduced products to the original. But firstly, what is DIY aesthetics? In simplistic terms, it is the look, feel, and visual texture of a creative product. For example, the chilling feeling you have when watching such iconic scenes as Darth Vader uttering the immortal words,
"I am your father."
or even the mind-blowing looks of the film adaptation of Lord of the Rings. Along with the visual texture of the computer-generated landscape of Avatar, the area which we will be covering is the comparison of aesthetics between the original entity and its reproduced version. For example, Star Wars vs. Star Wars Uncut. Here is a quick introduction to what Star Wars Uncut is by its creator.
If you mix Star Wars with crowdsourcing, I came up with this idea called Star Wars Uncut, where I took Star Wars, A New Hope, split it into 15-second pieces, and served it out to the people to recreate each scene. And then once it's all done, people will accept the scene, and once I get them all together, there's 473 scenes total, and I'll stitch it together to recreate Star Wars, made by the fans. And it's 85% done, and it's pretty exciting so far.
Can't believe he's gone.
You don't have to have a high reward to get people to work on such a complicated task. And anyone can make it. Anyone can do a crowdsourcing project by leveraging existing technology. I used Vimeo because it's an open framework that allows you to upload videos to it, so I don't have to host it myself. So yeah, there's plenty of service to do that. And some of the keys are to not overcomplicate it, because you just need to keep it simple as possible. It forces people to be very scripted and get things done quickly. And herd the cattle. Like I had a 30-day expiration, so people would try to stay on it, and I make them feel like there's the scenes are running out, but they're not.
As you can see from the video, Star Wars Uncut throws the feel, look and visual texture of Star Wars itself through a loop, by allowing the public to create 10-second renditions of a particular scene from the original movie. Some of the renditions are more faithful to the original, but others focusing on other aspects, such as comedy, to balance out the lesser visual aspect of their part. Which brings into question, do the look, feel and visual texture matter when making a fan film? We asked Ben Carnes, creator of the popular fan film Batman: The Last Laugh, on this subject.
I was wanting to stick to the previous Batman films that had come before. It was a look I really enjoyed and liked and wanted to sort of mimic in my film. So it was very much the dark look from the first couple of Batman films. Lots of smoke, lots of darkness and rain, but contrast with high colours, sort of costumes and stuff. I like a lot of colour on the costumes to sort of go against all of some of the darker areas of the film. So yeah, definitely that was something that I wanted to get right. I always loved the first Batman. I think it's my favourite of all the looks of the various different Batman films. A big influence, and obviously the films that came after that as well. Comic books themselves, I sort of drew inspiration on some of the framing of the shots, and that I wanted to. There's a couple of key things I wanted to really get the same composition. I don't think it necessarily has to look exactly like the original film. I think it's nice just to have an interpretation. It'd be the same as if someone was showing you their paintings and saying, I've taken inspiration from this or this. It's the same with that, you're just making your own little video and you may have taken a bit from the actual film, but I think the fact that you're having fun with it maybe and engaging with it sort of makes it something else then. It makes it quite a personal thing. It's making those characters yours to sort of do what you want with them. And that, I think it keeps the characters going, if anything, it breathes life into them every time, so hopefully they'll still be around in sort of 70, 50, 70 years, still knocking out films and stuff, or they might be in another medium by then, who knows. But yeah, I'm with fan films, I think.
As you can see, Ben took multiple avenues of inspiration towards the look, feel and visual texture when creating his fan film. Now a quick overview of our own experiences towards aesthetics in the making of our own fan film products. Firstly, Thomas Allen's rendition of Doctor Who using stop motion.
Back in 2008, I produced a stop-motion animation based upon the Doctor Who. It was just mainly for fun, just to show what I could do with my skills, and also to show my admiration and devotion to the programme.
And what the hell do you want with us?
You will obey the Daleks, or you will be exterminated!
No. Stay away from us, you totalitarian trash cans.
Exterminate!
All I just had was a bunch of toy Daleks. The making of it was really good fun. I had together some backgrounds for the stars. I had the ships as well for the set design and tinfoil for the moon base where the Daleks would be operating. My main influence was to try and keep it close to the 1960s television show. With the black and white look, there was always a sort of more atmosphere brought to it in terms of mood, and it made it even more scary from there.
We will grow stronger. When the time is right, we will emerge and take our rightful place as the supreme power of the universe!
And now Fingray's collaborative rendition of Harry Potter using Flash animation.
It wasn't just me who was creating this certain animation, it was me and a partner called Drew Crockett. He was the main animator for it, but I was there for the concept ideas, the idea of looking at the original films and keeping that in mind when it comes to making it, and making the feel of the film more interesting. And the idea which we went with originally was that if we didn't have the title for the film itself, and it was a standalone film, people would think, oh, that's a Harry Potter film. So we influenced that by using music which wasn't exactly the same, but similar to the original movie itself. Other than that, we literally just kept the same sort of style, same sort of costumes, etc., same as the original.
Fear not, I have found the boy's weakness.
You have? My God, man, what else do you have in there?
Well, you know, spare ones, Veritaseum, my good dancing shoes, and a life-size doll of Sean Connery. Naughty.
Just get on with it.
It's pretty much just a parody on the Harry Potter world, really, along with a few other influences from Spaceballs and another spoof animation which is called the Potter Pals, I think it is. Yeah, literally we just rained influences from everywhere and brought it into one singular project.
With what you just viewed in mind, you can see how even with the different techniques of reproducing an original entity, it still doesn't take away the same aesthetic look when creating such a product. A key example of a fan-made product to which has been claimed by its fans of being better than the original entity in terms of feel, look and visual texture is The Hunt for Gollum. The Hunt for Gollum is a fantasy adventure by Chris Bocard, based upon the appendices of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. As you can see from the visual style, it serves a striking resemblance to the original Lord of the Rings film trilogy.
Orcs prowl the shores of Anduin, plundering the villages by night.
Evidently, different techniques were used to achieve the type of quality Chris Bocard wanted to create, which overall applies to any fan-made product in general. The use of different shortcut techniques to create a resemblance or even improve upon the original itself, be it in the quality, comedy, dialogue, etc. Overall, regarding the aesthetics of any fan film or fan-based product, does the quality really matter? In all honesty, no it doesn't. Why, you ask? Well, even though they might not have the regular budget which you can get from a Hollywood blockbuster, there's a lot to admire in the way fans display their creativity and admiration for the mass media products they love through different approaches, mediums and ideas, which does intentionally or unintentionally give their finished product a more personal and loving feeling when the audience connects to it, making them want to share your product to others.